Good evening and welcome to the final game of day number 2 as Tallahassee Community College will take on Daytona State. Here's the starting lineup. Number 14 Gibson, number 20 James, 23 Redmond, 25 Black, and number 32 is McChristine. Tallahassee comes in 23-5, ranked in the top 10 nationally, and they've had to win. They've had 4 win-or-go-home games basically to get here to Ocala as the Panhandle Conference runner-up. So they are battle-tested. They had to beat Northwest Florida State in a playoff game to get to the Region 8 tournament. Tremendous accomplishment to get through that gauntlet and beat a program like the Raiders to get here. Starting lineup for Daytona State, the Mid-Florida Conference champions. Number 1, Walker, 3, Arvinger, 12 is Atmore, 21, Salmon, 24, Scott. The Falcons clinched the Mid-Florida title with a win here in Ocala on February 17th over CF. Did a nice job coming back from an early deficit like we mentioned earlier today. Santa Fe was 4-0 in the conference and dominating, but then the Falcons won at Gainesville and wound up basically running the table except for a bizarre home loss to CF. And they're here as the Mid-Florida champs. Take a look at the tail of the tape. Tallahassee scoring almost 86 a game, led by Hill, who averages 19, and Arvinger 16.7. If you missed the last game, you saw the most threes ever made by a team in a Region 8 on the women's side. 16 by Eastern Florida and 9 for Mariah Batts. That tied the all-time tournament record, set in 98 by Williams of Gulf Coast. Falcons win the toss as the final countdown by Europe is still playing. There it went. The final countdown was on. The three-pointer and putting it in right away is Destiny Arvinger. And the Falcons draw first blood. Tallahassee, like we mentioned, must win games to get here. And answering at the other end is Dawn Gibson. And we're tied in the opening minute. And they come to get the Falcons. Nearly turn it over. They did everything but turn it over on that one. Gibson averages 4 points a game, it said. Almost already eclipsed that on her first shot. So good pressure by Black and company. And they back off on this sequence. Arvinger. Driving baseline is Scott. Shot is up, no good. Rebound, pulled down. Shot is blocked. Walker's shot was rejected. Rebound grab by Melissa Sam. Driving to the hole as the horn sounds and laying it in is Atmore. Daytona, very guard-oriented team. Back the other way, and a charge going to be whistled against Tallahassee. James, who's averaging 18.1 points per game. James, 18-1. Hill, 19 points. Black, 13.5. 85.8 points per game. They shoot 45% from the floor. Hold their opponents to 60. And reset the shot clock again. Veteran clock operator Janice Bowser took over for even more veteran clock operator Paul Gary, who just celebrated his 99th birthday somewhere in Ocala. Arvinger. Scott trying to find someone. Sam down to 6. They're going to force a 3. Excellent defense. And that's not going to be a shot clock violation. Be Tallahassee ball. so far, forced threes are pretty much the order of the day for the most part, or offensive rebound baskets. They're not getting much against Tallahassee. I don't know if Daytona has seen a defense like this in a while. Inside, in the paint, off the window, no good. And a loose ball foul going to be called against McChristine, as James missed. Substitution. Longbignon, 50, checks in. They are really harassing Daytona. They barely got it across. Wow. Like I said, I don't think Daytona's seen defense like this in a while. Arbinger missed it. And the ball run down by the Eagles. Here comes Tallahassee in a hurry. Redmond, three-pointer at the top of the key is off. Arbinger tries to run it down. The Eagles get a hold of it. Redmond, jumper, no. Rebound pulled down by Walker. Atmore will bring it back. She drives. Challenged and blocked by Gibson. Gibson outlet pass, and they tackle Black before she can go towards the hole. That defense of Tallahassee is no joke. They get right up in your face. I don't think that would be an interesting matchup. Let's say Tallahassee, obviously we're still a 36 and change away from the outcome. Could you imagine the offense of Eastern against a defense like Tallahassee? And Tallahassee obviously do it on both ends of the court, averaging 86. A three-pointer lined up for and off. Rebound grabbed on the inside, and the Eagles convert. Longbignon puts it in. We're tied at 5. And a block. The big thing is, too, is Daytona has not played a meaningful game since roughly around February 21st or so. Actually, February 17th, because they had already clinched. So February 17th, Tallahassee had win or go home the last 4, including the win over Northwest Florida State, a top 10 team nationally. So we'll see. Could work one of two ways. Are they worn out, or sometimes you get that momentum and you can't be stopped. Atmore will try to make 2 of 2. She does. She's got 4, and it's 7-5 in favor of Daytona. Intercepted by Sam. Here comes Atmore. Arbinger. Atmore. They're a very guard-oriented team. Every time we saw them play here in Ocala this season, everything went through the guards. Didn't do a whole lot on the inside at all. 3 main guards pretty much did it. Atmore missed. Rebound pulled down by Walker. Three-pointer by Arbinger is good. Destiny Arbinger, the Mid-Florida Conference Player of the Year, has a couple threes, and hey, it's 10-5 Daytona here in the early going. And the shot is going to ricochet off. Offensive rebound, put back no good. Here come the Falcons, and they like to run. They've got numbers stripped of the ball by Black. Great job by Black to save a potential easy basket, and the Eagles take it away. Here comes James for the layup. And we got a 10-7 score. Atmore to Walker. My mistake, Scott. Well, those numbers are tough to read on Daytona. They almost steal it. Down at 5 on the shot clock. Walker throws up a prayer, and it is answered. My mistake, Scott. And she puts it up and in. Score the basket. Rosanna Scott. Hill, Gibson, and Mazak will check in for Tallahassee. And Scott will try to convert the three-point play. Things falling so far for the Falcons, but they've gone deep into the shot clock 3 or 4 times. They're able to pull it out, and they lead by 6. Bit of a surprise here in the early going. Mazak puts it in. Mazik, we will say. 13-9. Harbinger hands to Atmore and contact. Atmore rolls in the free throw. Two for 2 on that trip for Atmore. She's got 6, and it's a 6-point edge. Around the jumper is off. Rebound tap. Ooh. Flat back bump on the hardwood. First on Walker. Wow, nice pass by Hill. And she finds Gibson. And the Eagles hold it within 4. Coach Bedell's team really getting after it defensively. Shot up in the air by Walker is off, out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Falcons. And a block by the Eagles. Back the other way in a hurry. Here they come. Ball intercepted, knocked out of bounds by Walker. TCC maintains possession. Japonica James almost caught that one. Substitution, Brittany Autry will check in for Daytona. Daytona hanging tough here in quarter number 1. In the corner, 4-3. Shot is short. Getting her own miss on that one was Pierce. Three-pointer off by Hill. A rebound grab by Arbinger. Back the other way, no good by Scott. She's standing out of bounds when the ball came to her. Ball over to the Eagles. Three-pointer on the way is off by Pierce, tapped up in the air, and recovered by Gibson. Gibson. And missing that one was the Eagles. Again, they get 3 shots at it, nothing. Rebound cleared by Atmore for Daytona. Here comes Sam. She ran over Mari Hill for the charge. Ayon Muzeki had a miss down there, but they're really getting after it. Had 3 attempts, unable to score. Three-pointer out of the corner by Muzeki. Muzeki is off. And the Falcons clear. Impressed with Daytona hanging in there. So far, 20-9 conference champs. Down to 5 on the shot clock. At the foul line, Atmore, shot blocked as the clock runs out by McChristen. All the way back the other way, and laying it up and in is Julian Redmond. Eagles pull to within 2, 15-13. Here they come to get Arbinger. Autry is going to have unable to convert. Good D by Redmond. Made that a lot tougher than it should have been. Here's Gibson, floater up in the air, rims out, rebound Atmore for Daytona. Atmore, she's taking it all the way back. She finds a friend on the outside. Here's Arbinger. And she'll fire. It's short. A rebound pulled down by McChristen for Chicago for Tallahassee. She's out of Chicago, Illinois. Simeon Vocational, isn't that the school of Derrick Rose? I believe so. Falcons take a timeout. They lead by 2, 1:31 to go, first half. It's been since 2012 since Tallahassee won on the women's side. Excuse me, Daytona. I was looking at the logo of Tallahassee there. Daytona 2012, their last win. There we go. Beat St. Pete College. Looks like they're having a discrepancy over the foul situation. So we'll use this break in the action to give you tomorrow's schedule. 1 o'clock. Huge game. The number 2 team in the country, Florida Southwestern, versus the number 4 men's team in the country, Northwest Florida State. From there, Chipola versus St. Pete at 3 o'clock. Championship game will be 5:30 Eastern Time Saturday evening. Also, tomorrow's administrative technical foul, wrong player in the book. And they have to check the book before the game. So, yep, there's good. So somebody said, that's cool. And obviously somebody was in there who had an incorrect number. I don't think I've seen that in the junior college ranks. See it in high school all the time. Come live in Marion County and watch some high school basketball and try to see some of the people at high school games who keep the book. It's brutal. John C., Bob W. Good luck getting correct spellings at high school games here in Marion County. Couple free throws by Black. Ties it up at 15. This is the first time I've ever seen that at a junior college game, and I've been involved covering games since '95. In the Gene Smithson days here at CF. Takeaway by Black. Black fires a 3. It's off. Rebound tipped around and grabbed by Walker. And a foul going to be whistled against James. James from LaFleur High School here in Mobile, Alabama. Their boys basketball team actually was in the Ocala Vanguard Kingdom of the Sun tournament here. One of the 2 years it was at College Central Florida. They were fixing the gym at Vanguard High. And lost to Mercer Island, Washington in the finals. LaFleur, Alabama. Walker free throw is no good. So tied at 15. Walker will try to make the second one. 5 of 7 as a team now for Daytona at the foul line. Three-pointer, short, tipped up, offensive rebound, and up and in for Tallahassee is Jada Perry. And the Eagles have taken the lead as we go under a minute. Quarter number 1 here in Ocala. Good entry pass. Autry got in deep, unable to finish. Sam grabbed the rebound, and they save. Arvinger calling something. 11-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Screen. Arvinger. Scott. And a reach-in foul we're going to get. Knocked her down, they said. First foul on Perry. Sumter Christian School in Lady Lake, Florida. Must be a newer school. I don't know much about that school. I know Wildwood High School won the state 1A girls basketball championship for the second consecutive season. That's located in Sumter County. 1 of 2 on that trip. Redmond, they swing it around. Pull up jumper, and it bounces off and rolls in for Blake. And it's 19-16, Tallahassee. As time winding down, floater, Arvinger, and it's off as the buzzer sounds. Tallahassee will take a 19-16 lead at the end of the opening quarter. We'll be right back after a short break. Hey. 3-point lead after a quarter for the Eagles. Inside. Shot is up and off. Tapped around. Rebound by Arvinger for the Falcons. Atmore. Sam cut off. She flips it up in the air. And 18 on the shot clock. Atmore kicked. Goal! No, sorry. Wrong sport. That's 2 in a row. The Florida High School soccer finals were about 2 weeks ago. Got to pay an arm and a leg to go watch any FHSA event. High school sports, got to take out a loan to go to the playoffs. Shot is up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Walker. We near the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. Three-pointer, nope. Atmore now, she'll fire, nope. Rebound grabbed by Gibson for TCC. And James finishes on the other end. 6 points for James. It's a 5-point lead. Walker, she'll drive, gets in the gap. Pull up, nope. Rims off, rebound. Grabbed by Jada Perry. Here's Redmond. Redmond off the window, nope. Rebound is grabbed by, was shielded, that's Jada Perry. Second foul on Walker. Nice play off the inbounds pass. They're unable to convert, but good idea. Redmond with the offensive rebound. Three-pointer on the way is off. Another miss. Offensive rebound. Tallahassee with its fourth opportunity. Blocked. Now it goes over to the Falcons. Wow. So Tallahassee getting a ton of chances, but unable to convert, and the Falcons survive that trip without giving up any points. Block shot by Gibson as Scott took it in. Jumper, pull up, and good for Victoria Pierce. TCC by 7. Scott, Sam, Atmore gets in, lays it in. 8 for Atmore. It's down to 5. Gibson lets the 3 go, rims off. Rebound by Atmore. Atmore back, they chase her. Harbinger thought about it. Robinson got it over to Scott, and that's not good. So ball over to Tallahassee. Feel like the Eagles are in control so far. Doing a nice job. Redmond drives, jumper, in. Julian Redmond with 4. And the Eagles back to a 7-point lead. Harbinger, who hit a couple threes in the opening quarter, hasn't gotten on track yet in the second. Atmore gets in, looked like she took a step. No call, she puts it in. 10 for Atmore, down to 5. Nice pass ahead of the pack. 4 Falcons standing around, and they watch James put it up and in. Got 8. Inside, Atmore draws the foul. So 27-20, back to the line. Falcons 5 of 7 so far, 65.1% as a team on the season. No good. Remember, winner gets Eastern Florida State, winners of their first tournament game since 2002. That will be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Atmore with 11, 5 of 6 at the line. Three-pointer on the way by Pierce is off. Rebound grabbed by Arbinger. She throws it ahead to Atmore. Back to Arbinger. Are they going to get it across? Let's see. They do. With plenty to spare, but do not hook up on that one. Out of bounds. Ball over to TCC. Remember, at halftime we'll have statistics. Give you some information on how things worked out. Drives baseline. Throws up a shot. No. Offensive rebound. And a held ball as McChristen tied up, and it goes over to Daytona with the 5:26 left. In the half. And dribble it off the foot and out of bounds, Green, and it goes over to TCC. 27-21, 5:16 to the half. And drawing the foul is James, and she'll go to the line. James with 8 points so far. First on Robinson. James averaging 18.1 points per game, makes 64.7 at the line. Eagles 65.1 as a team. She'll get 2 shots. Free throw on the way is off. Missed them both. Rebound grab by Arbinger. Falcons save it. Inside, Autry, yes. Renee Autry scores for the Falcons. Inside, James missed it. Rebound, Atmore. The guards for Daytona are their best rebounders by far. They do a great job. Excellent rebounding guards. Three-pointer winded up and out. Robinson missed. Rebound pulled down by Black. Here's Pierce. Puts it up and in. Ball tip. Recovered. Floater by Green. Nope. Rebound. Tip to Redmond. And James to Redmond. Redmond. Well, that's a shot or not. We're going to call it a pass and an assist to Black. She's got 6. And a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break. It's 8-point lead for the Eagles. 31-23. A trap. The Falcons, they get out of it. Loose ball on the floor. Eagles take it away. McCriston took it away. Here comes Black back the other way. Draws the foul from Arvinger. Free throw on the way is good. So Black hits the first one. She's got 7 points in tonight's game. Missed it. Eagles have missed 3 of their last 4 free throws. 3 of 6 unofficially right now. And trap. And a timeout. Daytona. Eagles by 9. 3:23 to the half. Be right back. Nine-point lead. Loose ball picked up. Under 10 on the shot clock. Here goes Arvinger. She drives. Puts it up off the window and in. Destiny Arvinger with 8. Falcons staying close or within striking distance. Redmond. Three-pointer. Nope. Pulls it down. Shot up and off by the Eagles. Here comes Sam. Sam and forces it, and Pierce took it away. We got a foul. It's going to be on Autry. Inside, ball thrown away, picked up, loose. The window, nope. Loose ball and a scrum on the floor. That should be TCC ball. It is. 2:22 to the half. And Gibson puts it in. The Falcons wanted to travel, no call. 9-point lead for TCC. As we close in on the 2-minute mark of the opening half. Arvinger gets in, throws it up in the paint. Nope. Rebound by Black. Black secures it. She'll bring it across. Here's Pierce. Pierce drives. Blocked by Walker. Out of bounds. TCC ball. Eagles by 9. Minute 47 to the half. Looks like a holding in there on Autry. Yep, it'll be 2 quick ones on Autry back to back. Free throw on the way is good by Gibson. She's got 8. Arvinger in, Autry out. It's pretty much the Arvinger and Atmore show for the Falcons. They've combined for 19 of the 25 and pretty much grabbed every rebound. The top rebounders, everything going through them. We'll see how they hold up in the second half. Biggest lead of the game for TCC is 11. Nice job beating the pressure that time. And finishing is Sam for Daytona. 9-point lead. Tried to make a dangerous pass. It's knocked out of bounds by Atmore. 1:21 to go. Before halftime. Remember, winner gets Eastern Florida State tomorrow in the nightcap, 8 o'clock. Redmond gets the screen. Jumper on the way. Off. Rebound. Grab by Sam for Daytona. Atmore. They fumble the ball. Picked up by Redmond. Redmond back the other way. She'll get across. And a block. Ayon Muzik will go to the line. Second on Sam. Minute 1 remaining in the opening half. Tallahassee leading now by 10. Tallahassee, even though they trailed early a little bit, they still set the tone. The shots that Daytona were making were wild threes, shots thrown up. They went deep in the shot clock, 1 for 2 on that trip for the Eagles. Muziki out of bounds, and it will stay with Daytona. 53.6 seconds to go before halftime. Here's Atmore, guarded by Redmond. Arvinger, it's been the offense basically. 2-player show. Layup, nope. So 3 on Walker, 36.1 before halftime. TCC back to the line. Black with 8. She's 2 of 3 at the line. One of 2 on that trip. Falcons clear, leading by 11. So Arvinger, about a 4.5 second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Arvinger gets in, floater, challenged, up and in. Destiny Arvinger with 10, and it's down to 9. Here's Hill. Muziki. Redmond. Hill gets in the gap. Floater. Rims it in. Hill makes an 11-point game. Half-court 3 by Arvinger is no good. And that'll take us into halftime. Tallahassee will lead by 11 at intermission. And we'll be back. Stats and information in about 15 minutes. All right, halftime stats. Take a look at them. Both teams playing excellent defense. That's why we have shooting percentages in the 30s so far. Tallahassee been in control. Even when they were down early, they were able to dictate pace, tempo, thanks to an aggressive defense, really getting after Daytona. Daytona's offense pretty much stagnant with the exception of the two guards, Harbinger and Atmore. Turnover on the opening series of the second half, all the way the other way, and laying it up and in is James for TCC, and they lead by 13. Biggest lead of the game as we hit the 9.5 minute mark of quarter number 3. Remember, winner goes to the tournament semifinals tomorrow night, 8 o'clock against Eastern Florida. Three-pointer is short and rebounded by the Eagles. Black. Redmond pulls up, rims out, tipped up in the air. Offensive rebound. James, no. And McCriston is called for the foul with 9:08 to go, third quarter. So, wow, Tallahassee 16 for 47. They got up 47 shots in the first half. 1 for 13 from 3, 7 of 12 at the line. 10 of 31 for Daytona State shooting. 2 for 8 from beyond the arc inside. And up and off is Autry. Contact. And she'll get 2 as Black fouled her. Atmore and Arvinger with 11 and 10 points respectively. 16 offensive rebounds for Tallahassee, 4 for Daytona. Second chance points, though, only 6-4, 13-2 off the bench in favor of the Eagles. 5-3 off turnovers. 2 turnovers is it for Tallahassee in the first half, as Autry misses. 8 for the Falcons. Arvinger and Sam with 5 rebounds for Daytona. Excuse me, Atmore with 5, my mistake, and Sam, so 3 players with 5. Gibson with 5 rebounds leading Tallahassee. 3 blocked shots for Gibson as well. 1 for 2 for Autry on that trip. She's got 3. 3-pointer on the way by Black is good. So, Kia Black has 11. They were just 1 for 13 in the opening half. See if that picks up here. Biggest lead of the game, 15. Harbinger loses it, out of bounds off Black. It will stay with Daytona State, the Mid-Florida Conference champions. Got 9 on the shot clock, 8:20 on the game clock. They throw it away almost. They recover. Shot clock winding down. Scott missed it. Rebound James. Gibson for TCC. Redmond. Finds Black. 4-3. Nope. 2 for 15 as a team so far. James throws it off Arvinger, and it stays with the Eagles. Another miss by the Eagles. Rebound pulled down by Sam. That's her 6th rebound of the game. Arvinger and Atmore. Falcons going to have to make some threes. They were 2 of 8 in the first half. Good entry pass. Autry goes up and draws another foul. Autry puts it in. 1 for 2 on that trip. Rebound by Perry. Redmond cut off. Redmond, top of the key, down to 10 on the shot clock. 3-pointer on the way and off by Gibson and put up and in by Perry. And the Eagles push their lead to 16. As we go under 7 minutes in the third quarter. And taking it all the way. And scoring is Scott for Daytona. So if Tallahassee can hang on to this 16-point lead, still alive for another All-Panhandle Conference championship game. And what's the significance of that, you say? Well, the last time that there was not an All-Panhandle Conference championship game, 2008, Gulf Coast, obviously Panhandle Conference, but the College of Central Florida. And that was not a close game either, 22-point win for the Commodores. Panhandle Conference every year since 08 has had a team in the Final Four. Last 3 national champions. Gulf Coast, 2 of those, Chipola the other. The last time somebody other than a Panhandle Conference team won the championship, you have to go all the way back to 1997. CF beat Gulf Coast 83-81. Team was coached by Gary Ashlock, who will be inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Ashlock led the Patriots to a couple state championships and 2 national runner-up finishes during his tenure here. Tremendous job here. Layup and in by Perry. 14-point lead. Actually had Ashlock as a teacher here at CF. Biology. Back the other way. Here comes Black. Stripped of the ball and out of bounds. And into the front row. Have a seat and hang out. I do remember, though, I can give you the exact year, too. Back in 1993, told us, don't come to class the next 3 weeks. We're going to the national tournament. And Maziki with the 3. But he said, don't come to class for 3 weeks. They're opening up against Pensacola. And unfortunately for us, because we're going to get 3 weeks out of class, Pensacola pulled the 2-point upset. That's one of the few times Ashlock lost the game in the state tournament. We'll be back. Eagles by 17. Point lead for TCC. But the Hall of Fame inductions will take place during the halftime tomorrow night. I believe it's tomorrow night. The most interesting ones was back in 2014 when Tim Ryan and Ernest Crumbly, men's coaches of CF and St. Pete respectively, were to be honored at halftime of the championship game, the men's game. But St. Pete was playing Chipola in the championship game, so they did the ceremony quickly. Coach Crumbly went in there after being honored, came back. Team nearly pulled off an upset, but could have been Ryan versus Crumbly in the finals, and they would have both been honored. That would have been interesting too. 16-point lead for TCC. Here's Black. Eagles in complete control. James, and an offensive foul will go over to Daytona. 5.5 to go, third quarter. Three on James. So Arvinger will bring it up. She is the Mid-Florida Conference Player of the Year. Here's Autry. And tie up, and goes over to Tallahassee. Looks like the concentration levels dipped a little bit on that one for the Falcons. That was an easy tie up there by Black. She didn't have to really even give a whole lot of effort. He just took it away. Inside, getting in deep. Hill for three. Bang. That's the third three of the second half for TCC after a 1 for 13 opening 20 minutes. The shovel shot, no good. And Black goes to the floor, a clothesline. She recovers, rolls it back. James whips it around. Three-pointer on the way, short. And the Falcons clear. Arvinger wide open. Atmore will load up the three and miss. Ball grabbed by Perry. TCC very deep, getting contributions from many players tonight. Hill gets in the gap, throws it out. Black loads the three up, short, and they run it down. The ball looked like it was kicked. Fumble, kick, and laid in. Arvinger with 12. So that makes it 17. If you have storylines today, we'll give you those here momentarily. The three-pointer is good by Zeke. Her second of the half. She's got 9. That's 4 threes. Remember, 1 for 13 in the first half for Beyond the Arc for TCC. Turn it around here after halftime. I wonder if Black played soccer, because she has the quickest feet I've ever seen on the basketball floor. That's the third time she's kicked the ball like that. Tremendous. Ask TCC AD Rob Cheney. She was a multiple sports star in high school. Tremendous basketball player, team leader. Big part of the Eagles leading by 20. That's almost a takeaway. Arvinger back the other way. Scott gets in, throws up a shot. Just like they drew it up, right? Scott with 8. It's a 20-point lead. I'm sure that was just how they drew it up. Here's Redmond. Finds the open player, and laying it up and in is James. She's got 10, 60-40. Under 3 to go. Third quarter. Turnover. Over to TCC. Eagles want to talk about it. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. 2:42 left in the third quarter. All TCC. We'll be right back. 20-point lead for TCC. Cruising in this one. Storylines. Panhandle Conference dominance. Both Panhandle Conference women's teams had no trouble. All right, this one's not over, but Gulf Coast had no trouble. TCC just dominating this one. You had Florida Southwestern men and women getting their first ever tournament victory. You've got a rematch, two rematches, one from a year ago tournament, 87-85, Northwest Florida State over Florida Southwestern. Huge game. Two teams ranked in the top 5 nationally. Bucks won 19 in a row, only lost to Eastern Florida State back in December. Northwest Florida State, the most powerful program over the last decade in the state of Florida on the men's side by far. You can argue if you want, but easily. As James hits 1 of 2, she's got 11. The continued success of St. Pete College men in Ocala in March. I don't care if they show up with 20 losses. They're going to win games in March in Ocala. Rematch with Chipola from the CF shootout, which that was the first Thanksgiving time shootout since Gene Smithson retired as coach about 16 years ago. It's called the Pepsi Cola NIT. Started in Smithson, I would say, early 90s. Late Vince Murray used to cover it for the Ocala Star Banner. And then today, also, records plenty. 16 threes by Eastern Florida State's women, a new single-game tournament record. And also in that one, Mariah Batts scored 34 points, hit 9 threes to tie the single-game three-point shots made record. We've had a triple-double from Tyler Cheese of Florida Southwestern. Marcus Kennedy almost had a triple-double from Chipola. 1 block shot off the all-time tournament block shot record held by Lee Scruggs, who played for Daytona, went on to play at Georgetown. I believe he was 6'11", maybe taller, I can't recall. Played for Coach Frank Burnell. So lots of things happen. Records, Eastern Florida men beat by the Magnificent Seven of Chipola. Only played 7 players, basically 6. Had 7 ready in that one. The three-pointer by Redmond is good. 5 threes in the third quarter for Tallahassee. And this one's all over basically except the last 11 minutes. Oh! And Black will go to the line. So 4 different players have made threes in this quarter for TCC. They're only 8 of 16 at the line for the game. Imagine if they were hitting those. They shot 47 shots from the floor in the opening half. It was a strange game. First 20 minutes. Second half, it's been Eagles flexing their muscles. Remember, they had to win 4 in a row to get here. Beat Northwest Florida, top 10 team nationally. And obviously, they've woke up in the second half. They woke up late first half, we should say. They lead by 23. A minute and a half to go, third quarter. So tomorrow's schedule, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, noon Central. Florida Southwestern men take on Northwest Florida State, number 2 versus number 4 nationally. The main event anywhere in the country in the NJCAA. 3 o'clock, St. Petersburg College versus Chipola. 6 o'clock, Gulf Coast versus Florida Southwestern, two-time defending national champions, against the new kid on the block. Turnover by the Falcons. And then, barring an amazing comeback, we're going to have Eastern Florida State against Tallahassee to cap it off tomorrow night at 8. Perry misses. And a foul on the offensive rebound, and back to the line will go the Eagles. Perry will shoot. 4 on Walker. So it's been an excellent tournament. The men's games were excellent yesterday. First game today went right down to the wire. Santa Fe had a shot to tie it. Three-pointer went off. And then the second of 2 free throws made by Irma Normal made it 79-75. And that was it. Long three by Arvinger. Boom. Arvinger with 15. 66-44. Under a minute to play. Gibson steps back, 3, rims off, tipped, grabbed by the Eagles. Loose ball, Eagles get it again. Perry, here's Hill, she'll fire the 3. Yep. That is the 6th 3 of the quarter. Hill with 2 of those. She's got 8 points in the game. 25-point lead. Arvinger short. Here come the Eagles. And this has turned into a blowout. Intercepted by Arvinger. Arvinger back the other way. She will take it herself, throw it up off the window, and score. Arvinger's still playing. She got 17. They're on Perry. And Arvinger completes the 3-point play. So it'll be a 22-point lead through 3 quarters for the Eagles. We'll take a break and be right back. Start of the 4th quarter, 22-point lead for the Eagles. You got 6 threes in the 3rd quarter. Pretty much open it up, shot off, rebound Falcons. And they will bring it back across. Robinson. And that went in. Oh, no, that just has not been the Falcons' night. That was quite a flip up and in, but travel before that. So goes over to TCC. So could we have all Panhandle Conference in both the men's and women's? We'll see. We'll know tomorrow about 10 o'clock. Be interesting. We'll see how Chipola reacts. It's going to be a war with them in St. Pete. The two men's games, as Black scores, those two men's games are going to be about as intense as you can get. If you've got nothing to do and you're in Marion County tomorrow and you want to see high-level sporting event, you need to come check those two semis out. Those are going to be quite something for sure. Three-pointer is good. Arbinger with 21. And you get to see a couple of excellent women's games as well. It's probably the best day of the tournament, the semifinals. Some great games. Redmond misses. TCC runs it down. Redmond with the ball. They will run clock, 8:20 to go. Goes by 21. Black. Drives baseline, puts it up, and good. Black with 15. 73-50 Tallahassee. Running away with this one. And three-pointer off. So the Mid-Florida Conference winds up 0-4 combined, will end up 0-4 combined between its men's and women's teams. And at one point on the men's side, about late January, 3 of the top 5 teams on the men's side were in the Mid-Florida Conference, in the top 10 in the state. So things have changed. Inside and putting it up and in is James. And also the Southern Conference men 0-2. So you're going to have Suncoast versus the Panhandle tomorrow on the men's side. They forget to guard Green, who takes it in. Timeout TCC, 7:11 to go. We'll take a break and be right back. All right. Wow. Panhandle number 2, 7-0 in round 2. I would venture to say also the number 1, so that's 14-0. So about a sure bet as you can get, 1-2 in the Panhandle in the quarterfinal round at state tournament. And they've taken on some losses in the quarters because a lot of times when you had the 3 teams go into the tournament, you'd have 2 Panhandles meet in the second game. Scott converts for TCC. A lot of times that 2-3 game, most of the time 2 would win. But once in a while 3 would pull the upset. Go back to a couple years ago when Northwest, I want to say 16, beat Chipola. Northwest beat Chipola. Considered a definite upset. That one. And I'm still stunned that Chipola didn't make it as an at-large after being the defending national championship. Black hits the shot. I mean, they were head and shoulders over teams that made it. But for some reason, they didn't vote them in to the tournament. I have no clue how that worked. I mean, they had, what, 3-4 losses at the most? Lost to a team, you know, obviously somebody wasn't paying attention to the strength of the conference. I don't know. They're just, I don't get it. That was a head scratcher. That was back in 2016. I think that was a major oversight by the selection committee. You can write me. I'll be glad to talk to you about it. But I couldn't believe that. That was shocking. Come off national championship and you get upset, you don't make it, but you had a couple losses on the year. Playing in the nation's toughest conferences, Redmond banks it in, 81-52. And we're going to have a substitution timeout. Nope, 30-second. We'll take one. We'll be right back. 29-point lead for TCC. Back to that point, you know, go back to 2014. You had first year the men's tournament was here. A lot of people figured Daytona and Eastern Florida would go pretty deep in the tournament, and they got upset right off the bat. Daytona by Pensacola and Eastern by Polk, and they did not make the tournament. I can understand losing in round one, but, you know, round two is a little different, especially if it's to a conference rival, because you know everything they're going to do. No secrets at that point, especially it could have been the fourth, I believe it was the fourth time they played. So inside shot rattles in for Sam, 81-54. Under 5 to go here in Ocala. So Redmond. Baseline jumper by Perry is good. 83-54. Perry with 10. And it's a 29-point lead for TCC. And Walker is fouled by Redmond. 4:19 to play. So year 5 here in Ocala. College of Central Florida, the hosts. Unfortunately for the Patriots, they haven't won since the 2000. They haven't won in the postseason. We're not counting the conference tournament. We're talking about Region 8. Since winning the state championship back in 13. 0-5 here. All first-round losses. Last two similar. In the game most of the way, and then the opposing squad a year ago was Eastern Florida. This season, Florida Southwestern pulled away late and won. Second time in 5 years, CF was stuck in that 1 o'clock game. Shot off, rebound, Falcons. All the way, no good. Walker, rebound by Sam, nope. And James is fouled. 3:51 remaining. Third on Autry. So Pierce to inbound for TCC. So TCC takes on Eastern Florida, 8 o'clock. That ought to be interesting. TCC can, obviously they're averaging 85 points. They're at 83. It could be up and down game. But I really am interested to see how Eastern's going to react to the overall physicality and team defense of the Eagles. See if they shoot the lights out like they did, hitting a tournament record 16 threes. It could be a very, very interesting game if they keep up that pace. So we'll see. I like Gulf Coast by a lot in the early game. I think that's a pretty safe bet as well. But Florida Southwestern really on second year done a nice job. Pulled one out today against Santa Fe, who honestly, Santa Fe played a lot better than I thought they would. Did a nice job. Had their chances, a tie. I'll tell you one team we forget, Palm Beach State men yesterday. Could have been going to overtime with Northwest. That shot, that putback goes in at the buzzer. We're at 80-80, and anything can happen in overtime. So it's been an interesting tournament so far. TCC winding the clock. On the way and good. Zeke makes it a 29-point game. Here's Atmore. Guarded by Hill. Atmore. Atmore, tip. Taken away from Zeke. Here comes the Eagles. Eagles will run the clock. We'll wind it down. We appreciate you being here for all four today. Game 8 overall of the tournament. Year number 5 in Ocala. Zeke. Hill. Loose ball. Picked up behind the Falcons. Atmore takes it up. Layup. Yep. 85-58. Atmore with 13. Falcons just unable to keep up with Daytona. We're 1 of 13 from 3 in the first half. They made 6 in the third quarter alone. They turn it over. Atmore, yep. 15 for Atmore, back-to-back layups. Well, the Falcons just had the early lead, though, but everything they were getting was tough. Nothing came easy at all night. They had some long threes. They had some wild shots. And the foul with 40.1 seconds. As Gibson draws it. Fourth on Autry. Gibson will go to the line. Shot off. ECC 10 of 18 at the line. So we'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. Northwest Florida State against Florida Southwestern. 1 of 2 for Gibson. 86-60. Atmore loses it. Picked up. Nope. Picked up by Pierce. They say hold it. Shot clock is off. 86-60. Barring something bizarre, is going to be your final score in the nightcap. 8 o'clock tomorrow. TCC, Eastern Florida State. Winner goes to the championship game against either Gulf Coast or Florida Southwestern. Congratulations to the Eagles. Panhandle Conference 1 and 2 seeds, 16-0 at the state tournament since 2010. We thank you for watching. 86-60 victory for TCC. Have a great night, and thanks for watching.